Next, The Fugitive, in color.
Kimball! Kimball! I know you're down there. Let's see what you look like. Show your face. Hands in the air. I'm coming after you.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story: Hope Lang, Mark Richmond, Jaime Sanchez. Tonight's episode, The Last Oasis.
It's all right.
Engine's still hot.
He made the train.
No, he's out there.
Forget it, we've lost him. He's gone. Come on, Steele, let's get out of here.
I hit him, I'd swear to that.
Get on the radio and see if they can stop that train at Lawler.
Sheriff, he's not on that train.
Where do you think he is?
He's out there, wounded. I know I hit him.
I think you missed him.
I'm a hunter, Sheriff. I've been hunting all my life. And I know when I hit my target.
You're a deputy sheriff. You've got to go by evidence and common sense. We got beat, and that's all there is to it. Now, the only consolation is when that train gets stopped in Lawler, those fatheads over there will probably make even more of a mess of this than we did.
A fugitive has many enemies. The desert is among them. But the desert can also bring friends.
Hey, hang on, kid. This is America. 100 years ago, our forefathers roamed this country wiping out the buffalo, while the white man roamed this country wiping out our forefathers.
All right, everybody out.
Learn a trade, they say. Become something. Become what? An Indian accountant?
Sam!
Hey, kiddo, how are you? What's new?
There's someone over there.
Hey, kid, you're getting desert fever. Cool it, man. We'll be home soon.
No, there's somebody over there. Somebody dead.
Hey, mister. Hey, mister, are you with it?
Hey, mister, what happened?
I hurt my leg.
Oh, it's all right, man. Listen, just keep cool. We got a jeep here.
Where are we going?
Don't worry. The natives are friendly. We're going back to school.
All right, Johnny Red Horse. How would you have done it? How would you have handled the feeling of being a stranger in your own land?
I would have gone to war.
And lost. This is the part I want you to copy over, all right? Neatly.
Annie, we found somebody.
Who is it?
I don't know. I found him in the gully near the railroad tracks.
Let's get him inside of my room. You take charge, Sam.
Yes, ma'am. Now, hear this. We have 1,750 radish seeds to plant, okay?
That must have been some party. Who was shooting at you? Listen, this isn't a police station. You're in bad shape, my friend. I'm going to get you a doctor.
I don't want a doctor.
You want to lose the leg?
I want to lose the leg. It's not that bad.
Who's after you? Who chased you into that gully?
The bullet isn't in that deep. Get someone to help me dig it out.
I'll do it.
I've got a knife and some alcohol.
I've got that. And some first aid stuff.
What is this place?
It's a school.
In the middle of a desert?
Yes, in the middle of the desert. Do I boil these things?
Hold them over the fire. What do you do here?
I'm the teacher, Annie Johnson. Who are you?
My name's David Morrow. Use the knife. That one. And be careful. You went from the side. There's an artery there. Use your hand. Apply the pressure there. Take the side of the knife. Go underneath the bullet and push up. Go on. Go on. Ah.
Sorry. I could be sued for this.
Not if you do a good job. Go on. Keep applying the pressure with your hand. Thank you. Hand me the first aid kit. Yeah, sprinkle some of that on it.
You must have had an awful lot of experience getting shot at.
right, let me know as soon as you hear anything. They stopped the train at Lawler, and they didn't find him.
Which means exactly nothing. It's a big country. There's lots of places for a man to hide in. Well, how about you getting out of here? Go home. Introduce yourself to your wife and kids. They're nice people. You might even like them if you got to know them.
Yeah. Where's Kimball?
Kimball is none of your business.
Oh, that's very funny. I thought I was a police officer.
You're a deputy sheriff of Puma County. Kimball is no longer your business. Kimball belongs to Lawler. Your business is that pothole up on Main Street, or Cy Benson's stolen pickup.
Kimball did not get on that train.
You saw his car.
And we saw the train go by. And we assumed he was on it. You ever murder anyone, Sheriff? You ever run away from the law? Well, Kimball did. For 3 years, and he's still free. 3 years, and nobody's caught up with him yet. Which means he's a lot smarter than all the dumb cops and sheriffs who've been chasing him all across the country.
But not smarter than Jimmy Steele. Jimmy? What's it all about?
A long time ago when I was a kid, before I came here, I lived in a small town you probably never even heard of. My father was marshal of that town. One day a man came through that territory, a man much like Kimball. My father had a chance at him and he missed it. By the time they finally caught up with him, 4 more people were dead. And then when my father died, nobody mourned the man who had done a good job for them all his life. Nobody did. All they seemed to remember was the dumb cop who would let a murderer slip through his hands. But you can rest assured they are not going to say that about me.
Now here we have Petunia, and there we have Whitey. Now, Petunia isn't as smart as Whitey, but she knows something that Whitey doesn't know. She knows that her dinner is waiting for her right here at the end of this maze. And she knows how to get here because she's been through the maze before. Whitey, on the other hand, has never seen this, but he has one advantage.
He's as fast as lightning.
That's right, Roger. So what'll it be? Whitey or Petunia? Speed or knowledge? What do you think, teacher?
Oh, I never bet on anything smaller than a horse.
All right, let's see what happens. There they go.
Okay, everybody, lunchtime. Anybody who's not in the dining room in 5 seconds is in big trouble. They like you, David.
I like them. Where'd they come from?
They're orphans, like their teacher. That's why when a stranger comes to town, they can take him in and make him feel like one of them.
Thought you taught them to be wary of the white man.
Wary, but not afraid. They're not afraid to love their friends the way you are. You are afraid of that, aren't you?
Why should I be?
Because you're running from something?
So what am I running from?
No, I'm talking about the kind of person you are.
What kind of a man am I?
kind I know. The house I grew up in, people were taking off like clockwork all over the place. The minute they'd take him, my brother joined the army. My other brother, the stable one, he didn't take off until he was 22. My father lit off when I was 5. I thought the whole world was like that. When I found out it was only some people who have to go away. Always. All their lives. Never standing still. Never loving anyone. Never knowing anyone. Never letting anyone know them. You're that kind of person, David. You were born to run away.
Well, Annie, sometimes there are reasons.
Sometimes. Usually just excuses.
What do you want, Annie?
I want you to stay.
Why?
Because of the children. They love you. They need you. And you could work. You could teach. And in return, you'd have everything they have. If you're not afraid.
Afraid of the children?
No. Of me.
You got some small idea of what Sheriff Price is going to say when he finds out we've been spending our time poking through gullies? What's that?
Keychain? It's still shiny. There's no rust.
So what if there's no rust? This is the desert. Hasn't rained out here for at least 2 months. Anybody could have dropped that there any time.
Maybe. Or maybe it belonged to Kimball.
Well, even if it did, he's been gone 10 days. Price has already marked him up.
Kelton. The sheriff won't be back till Tuesday. That gives us 3 whole days.
Cover 1,000 square miles. 15 towns, 100 ranches, every nook and corner of the desert. You're only one man, Jimmy.
So's Kimball. Let's get started.
Okay. Fine. All right. Good. Fine. Okay.
All right, Indians. We're moving into white man's territory. Today we raid the ice cream parlor. Huh? Name off the land. Now, if you get caught, you give your name, rank, and serial number. Okay? Okay, let's move out.
No.
Indian file, naturally.
Hey. What happened to your hat?
I lost it.
Here, take mine.
Are you gonna marry Annie?
Kid, go directly to jail.
There's an extra place in the truck.
I'll just sit here and we've had some prickly pears.
I'm proud of you, David. Prickly pears make marvelous sandwiches.
Here, you take it. You'll need it.
See you later.
Okay.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on and on he had a duck, E-I-E-I-O. And quack, quack here and a quack, quack there. Here, quack there, quack there, quack, quack, quack. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on he had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Chief.
You willing to trade for it? Even up?
Roger, Mr. O'Hara's offering you a deal.
That's a beautiful knife.
I think we made ourselves a very good deal. Let us know if you want any more of those.
I will, ma'am.
Kids, ready to go. Come on.
Everybody else, ready for chow.
David,
Oh, Roger.
was it okay to trade my hand? I got this knife, look.
Oh, that's a nice knife, Roger. Who'd you trade with?
The man.
Roger, get moving, man. Chow down.
Bye.
Hey, Roger. Roger, what man?
The man in town. I told him it was your hat, David. Was it okay to trade it?
Yeah, sure. But do you know him? What did he look like?
He had a star in his shirt, a gold star. Was a man with a star.
Just a man, Roger. You go ahead.
Indian brothers, we are gathered here around our campfire to welcome our revered white brother David into our tribe. This happy occasion happens to fall on the anniversary of another glorious event, the Great War between the states. On this day,
Isn't David
over
coming?
100 years ago,
I'll go get him.
the great American people
Don't tell him I
grew
have a
weary
present
of
for
beating
him.
up on their red
All right.
brothers and turned instead to the task of thinning out their own herds.
David?
Yep.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I was sent here by a large tribe of restless Indians with orders to bring you back alive.
I can't come, Annie.
Why?
I have to go.
Why?
Oh, there are things I have to do.
What things?
My life. Things I can't explain.
I didn't ask you to. We didn't ask anything of you. You did your work. You don't owe us anything.
In a way, I owe you my life.
You paid for that.
I have to go. I know it seems like I'm running away from you, but it has nothing to do with you.
I say it does. If you're in trouble, I want to be part of it. I want to help you.
You can't.
Give me a chance to try. Have you really tried? Have you ever stopped long enough to wonder whether your problems aren't as big as you think they are? That you're going to have to face them someday, somewhere?
Someday.
Did you know that an Asian snapping whippet is not Asian, is not a whippet, and does not snap?
All right,
Actually-
listen. Report just came in on that keychain. Kimball's print was on the medallion. He was in that gully, and we had him.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
But that was almost 2 weeks ago.
If he wasn't on that train, where is he? Where'd he go and how far?
Maybe into the desert.
Into the desert. No, he wouldn't have gotten 2 miles.
Well, he could have waited in the gully for the next train, or the one after.
I don't think so. Lawler would have picked him up.
No, we're just trying it on. It's palm leaf. I'm bringing it home to my kid. The new man at the Indian school turned that out. It's a pretty good job, if you ask me.
Well, that's pretty nice, Danny. Now, if we could return for a moment to some serious police problems like...
Wait a minute. What man?
I don't know. New teacher, I guess.
There isn't any new teacher out at that school. Now, Kimball might have hopped the next train, but he didn't. We shot him, and he was hurt. And he was hurt too bad to hop the next freight to Lawler. And hurt too bad even to make it on foot to Kittyville or anywhere else. Here's where he is. Good morning, Annie.
Somebody forget to pay a parking ticket? What's Deputy Kelton doing out there?
We're looking for a man named Richard Kimball.
There's no one here by that name.
Is the man?
Sorry, that's not a very good picture. Where do you think you're going?
Oh, Annie, I'm allowed. Your school's outside the Indian reservation. We have jurisdiction here.
This is private property.
I know that, Annie. We just want to apprehend a criminal.
Not without a warrant, James.
I have one.
He's not here anymore.
How long has he been gone? Look, Andy, you may not care for the police.
That's right. Oh, if I were a rich old maid living in a mansion in Yuma Heights, I might like the police very much.
It's your law, same as everyone else's.
Is it?
Yep.
Tell that to my kids. Tell it to their fathers who died drunk in the gullies when that law you're so proud of drove them off their own land.
It was a long time ago, Annie. And I had nothing to do with that. We're talking about Kimball.
You were. I wasn't. What did he do, rob a bank? Good for him.
He's a murderer, Annie.
What?
Yep. He murdered his wife.
I don't believe you.
He was tried, found guilty, and sentenced to death. He's a murderer. And when we find him, we're going to take him back to die. And he knows that. Now, what do you think he'd do to anyone who got in his way? Annie, how long has he been gone?
Left last night,
What time?
about 9 o'clock.
Where'd he go?
He was headed north.
You have a gun?
I don't know.
I'll be the sheriff.
Morning.
Sheriff?
Got the message. Must be something pretty big to break me out here before breakfast. All right, Steele, what's the big emergency that leaves the radio operator in charge of Puma's law enforcement and has me chasing across the desert at dawn? Kids throwing inkwells?
Sheriff Kimball was here.
Was he?
Yes.
How long?
10, 12 days.
How much of a jump has he got?
Maybe 9 hours.
All right, where do you think he went?
She says he went up north.
Oh, north. That could mean any place. The road to the North Branch is all over the map.
I think we still have time to pin him down.
How, Deputy?
A full bi-state alert. Roadblocks, highway cordon, everything.
All right, get on the radio. Get me Kittyville.
Right.
For you in Kittyville. What are you gonna do?
Try to get through.
You won't make it, David. Not that way.
I hope you're getting the baseball scores. We sure haven't been getting anything else. Roadblocks check in?
Yep. He'll show up.
I've seen bloodhounds that weren't as stubborn as that. When will he show up? It's been 16 hours since you say he left. Where is he?
He'll show up.
Well, how long do we have to wait for him? A day? A month? All year?
Look, Sheriff, let's keep the roadblocks. Please. I'm going to alert the guard for the helicopter standby. I'm going into the desert after him.
You didn't do it, did you? Your wife?
No.
We'll cross the border at the Santurce River.
How far is it?
8 or 9 miles. From there, it's a day's walk to Hansero. When you get there, find a man by the name of Juan Gallivan. Tell him I sent you. Find you a place to stay and work if you want it.
Gone to a lot of trouble.
You're not kidding.
How come?
Just don't know how to take care of yourself, David. have to walk.
Let's get started.
Listen, David, we're not going to make it to Santuras. We've got 8 open miles of desert between here and the river. They've started a search. They're going to find the Jeep before we're halfway across. In this open countryside, we'd be trapped.
What else is there?
The mountains. It's a long way to the border, but we'd have cover. We'd stand a chance.
Can you draw me a map?
Follow me. There's a cave up there.
It's Annie's. I've expected more sense from her.
The way the wind's blowing, you won't be able to find any tracks. Well, Jimmy, where'd they go?
We're headed for the Santuras. Jeep breaks down, they leave the Jeep. They head out on foot.
To the Santuras.
No. For the mountains.
When do we eat?
Well, all you think about is food.
No, I think about other things.
The children.
Taught them to take care of themselves.
You're pretty tough, huh?
I guess so.
What are you thinking about?
Thinking about you. What are you thinking about?
The Santuras. Your friend and Aunt Cheryl. If I get there. And you and how much I want to stay.
David, where are you?
Cover a little back there. I think I saw something move. Take another swing over that ridge. Get back!
See you?
They couldn't have missed.
All right, set it down. What for? He's on that ridge. We're gonna nail him.
If we spot him, they told us do nothing but report his position.
They also told you to take orders from me, and I say I'm getting off. I know you're down there. Let's see what you look like. Show your face. Hands in the air. Kimbo! Kimbo! I'm coming after you.
You stay here.
David!
No. Please just stay here.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop it.
Don't be a fool, Annie. This man's a murderer.
You were going to murder him. An unarmed man trapped in the desert. You could have called for help. He would have had to surrender. You came down from that helicopter to kill him. There's a law against that, Jimmy.
There's a law against holding a gun on a law officer, too.
There's a worse law for shooting one. But I will if I have to.
And be like him?
Don't be bitter, Jimmy. Just drop the gun.
I don't think you'll do it.
There's only one sure way to find out. Thank you, Jimmy.
It was very foolish, Annie. You know I'm going to have to report this when we get back to town.
And I'll have to tell why I did it. And who knows? Maybe some nice district attorney will appreciate my having stopped a law officer from killing an unarmed man who wasn't even resisting arrest. Now let's just settle back. We'll wait for your friends.
Annie? Thanks
Not turning you in?
for stopping me.
I thought you wanted to shoot him.
But what I wanted was to be a good cop. You gave me another crack at it.
Tell me something. Would you have shot him?
I would have this morning. I wouldn't now. Annie, you tell me something. Would you have shot me?
Thanks for the lift, Jimmy.
Cartel, amigo. I say mucho caliente.
It is always hot. What have you got today?
Tuna salad. That's all my wife knows how to make.
Frijoles refritos and cheese enchiladas.
Good deal. Adios, amigo.
So long, friend.
To Richard Kimball, a border is a dark tunnel whose other end might lead to the final encounter with a many-faced enemy. But for the moment, it leads to safety.
Next, The Fugitive, in color.
Sanders, what's going on?
My hand.
Well, hello again. Have you seen our friend?
Who is our friend?
Ed Sanders. He was just reported trying to leave the grounds.
Oh? Well, why ask me about him?
Well, I figure he only knows two people here, you and me. Me he's running from. You're nice to run into. Have you seen him?
No, really, Mr. Dawes.
Look, Miss Stone.
Now, why would he want to see me?
It's important that I find him.
What happened?
Miss Stone, it's very important that I find him. It's a police matter.
The Fugitive. QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Lois Nettleton, Ossie Davis, and special guest star Howard Da Silva. Tonight's episode, Death is the Door Prize.
Fugitive, there must be a wariness in even the simplest chore, an extra sense sharpened by the twofold chase, the fugitive hunted and the fugitive hunting.
Oh, it's all right. Maybe it's destiny.
Officer, I just saw a pickpocket.
Where?
Over there. Bumped into a woman and took her wallet.
Can you point him out?
Has dark hair and a brown jacket. No, don't see him. She's gone too.
A brown tweed jacket?
Yeah, brown tweed.
Thanks, we'll keep a lookout for him.
Hey. I'm sorry.
And is this your first visit to the show, Mr. Patterson?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Texas, visiting relatives.
Oh, you're a long way from home.
Yes, ma'am. This ADF, that's a Texas company.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking of buying into it.
Well, I'm sure you won't regret it.
No, ma'am. I've been studying its growth.
Well, now,
and I could come
we'll
to
just play this back. I'm sure you'll be pleased with our home videotape recorder. There we go. And is this your first visit to the show, Mr. Patterson?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Texas, visiting relatives.
Ah, you're a long way from home.
Yes, ma'am. This ADF, that's a Texas company.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking of buying into it.
Well, I'm sure you won't regret it.
No, ma'am. I've been studying its progress.
There we are.
Well, now, if that don't beat everything I see.
Thank you, Mr.
They're
Patterson.
making these things
It's been
now.
a pleasure talking with you.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do, sir?
How do you do?
Well, thank you, Mr.
Sanders, Ed Sanders. It's all there.
Oh, I'm sorry, of course. Well, it's a pleasure to meet an honest man, Mr. Sanders.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of a suitable reward.
That's it.
You know, when I missed it, I did think for a moment that, but then I said to myself, no, he couldn't. But why he couldn't, or isn't, or what he is, or what anybody is, well, you have to take people at face value, don't you think? Suspicion is a very dark corner. On the other hand, I misplaced things, so I thought maybe that's what happened. So I reported it to the Lost and Found. How did you know where to find me?
The number on the badge, 122 ABF.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm not just number 122. I'm also Marcia Stone.
Nice meeting you, Marcia.
Please stay. We have a fine exhibit, and my job is demonstrating our handy little home videotape recorder.
No, thank you.
Oh. Well, most people are curious about the way they look and sound.
Well, I guess I'm just not.
Well, wouldn't you like to at least look at our display?
Some other time, thank you.
Sir? I want to talk to you. Hey, you! Stop that, man!
All guards alert. Pickpocket on the grounds. Male Caucasian, 35, about 6 foot, torn brown tweed jacket and cut hand. May be dangerous. Approach with caution. Security guards, block all exits. Repeat. Pickpocket, male Caucasian, 35, about 6 foot, torn brown tweed jacket and cut hand. May be dangerous. Approach with caution.
No sign of him.
Him! He did it. He shot Stewart. Killed him.
Take it easy, kid.
We're looking into it. Hi, Pete. Johnny? We lost the pickpocket, Chief. Checked everywhere.
Well, if he hasn't gotten away in the past hour, he won't now. Ground's covered tighter than a drum.
Same thing applies to the hotel. My people are making a lot of trouble about this.
Pete, the boy said you fired without warning.
That's not true, Johnny. I yelled to the kid to hold it, and he reached for his back pocket. You heard me, Ben.
No, I didn't, Pete. I must have come in right after that.
I was chasing the pickpocket.
You came in shooting.
You punks, you got no right to be here.
Pete!
No weapon was found on the body.
That's right. That's right. We had nothing.
Johnny, that's not true. I tell you, he reached for his back pocket like this. I thought, well, what could I think? But I didn't shoot to kill. I have a witness. Ben?
I didn't see the shooting.
I mean, the man I was chasing.
Oh, well, yeah, I saw someone all right, but, gee, everything went so fast that, well, I couldn't identify him, Pete.
That's the pickpocket. He's my witness.
Not until he shows he isn't.
Johnny, you know me. I've got a good record. I retired clean.
I know that, Pete. I'll not forget it. Well, I guess we'd better move this down to the station.
Sorry, Pete. But until this thing is resolved, you know the rules.
I didn't shoot to kill.
I got nothing to say. I'm a minor. And I know my rights.
Just tell the story you told in the basement. You'll have a chance to read it before you sign it.
No, sir. Not until I talk to my lawyer.
Too much television. We've contacted your parents.
Do they have to come here?
You're a minor. They're responsible for you.
What about him? You gonna hold him? He killed somebody.
He's already made a statement.
Mr. Dawes will look out for himself. You look out for you.
Well, if they're coming, they're coming. There's nothing I can do about it, and I'm not going to say a word till they get here.
I'm in trouble. But good, huh?
You know the routine. Coroner's inquest. With more than the usual amount of noise because it's an ex-cop involved with a minor.
I didn't shoot to kill. You gotta believe that, Johnny.
Suppose I do believe it, what difference will it make? Still homicide. What kind? We'll have to wait and find out.
Can I ask you a favor?
Sure, Pete. Anything within reason, but not any more than...
I'd like to get a line on the pickpocket. He might have a record. Files will tell me who he is.
You're wasting your time.
My time to waste. And I might end up with an awful lot of it.
Okay. You know where the files are.
Thanks, Johnny.
Pete. I have to do this by the book. Just like you would have to.
Hey, where's he going? If you're not going to hold him, why hold me? He killed somebody, I didn't.
All right, kid. Now. One more time. What were you and your buddy doing down in that basement storeroom? Any luck?
Yeah, bad.
No, it's worse than that. It's lousy. This report just came in. The woman's purse wasn't stolen. Marcia Stone, ABF Electronics, purse returned. So your witness wasn't a pickpocket.
He's still my witness.
Not until he shows.
What was he running for if he wasn't afraid of anything?
Well, some people scare when they see a uniform.
Yeah.
Pete, I hope you find it. Otherwise, it don't look good.
You're telling me manslaughter. You're a good cop, Johnny. I'll always be happy to have been part of that. Wait a minute.
You find something?
Looked a little bit like him.
Well, is it?
No, it's not him.
Pete, in here they all look alike.
But I don't understand. I didn't report my wallet to the police.
Your lost and found did. When Mr. Sanders, you said his name was, returned it, did you talk with him?
I thanked him, and that was it.
Did he say anything? Anything about himself, I mean.
No. Why should he?
Did you demonstrate this gadget to him?
I started to, but he stopped me.
Did you get anything on tape?
I might have.
Would you show it to me, please?
Mm-hmm. Let me see. That was just before noon, wasn't it? Let's see how good I am.
No, ma'am. I've been studying its progress, and I...
Hold it. That's him. Are you sure that's the man who returned the wallet to you?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything else you can remember about him?
Oh, I don't know anymore to tell you. Is he in trouble?
If you see him again, will you get in touch with Jim Bowles, the hotel detective? He'll know where to find me.
Sir, you can't leave the grounds this way. You'll have to go back to the main entrance.
Thank you.
Sir? Let me see your hand. No, the other one. Rear gate entrance. Get me the chief.
Mr. Sanders, what's going on?
My hand.
Well, hello again. Have you seen our friend?
Who is our friend?
Ed Sanders.
Really, Mr. Dawes, I only talked to you a little while ago.
I mean, since. He was just reported trying to leave the grounds.
Oh? Well, why ask me about him?
Well, I figure he only knows two people here, you and me. Me he's running from. You're nice to run into. Have you seen him?
No, really, Mr. Dawes.
Look, Miss Stone.
Now, why would he want to see me?
It's important that I find him.
What happened?
He knows.
You're being very mysterious.
Miss Stone, it's very important that I find him. It's a police matter. Have you seen him?
I'll tell you where I'm hiding him if you tell me why you want him.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come on like gangbusters. Is there anything else you know about him you haven't told me?
No?
Miss Stone?
Oh, excuse me. How do you do? Would you be interested in a demonstration of our home video viewer? Excuse me. Come with me.
Where?
You want to debate? I hid you and I lied for you. Now, come on. You'll be safe here, Mr. Sanders. I don't have any etchings. Relax. My home away from home. I live too far away to commute, so the show put me up here. Let me see your hand. Oh. You need a fresh bandage. This one will give you lockjaw or gangrene or something. Pour yourself a drink, Mr. Sanders. One for me, too. I've only got a few minutes before they'll start missing me.
Why are you helping me?
Don't get the wrong idea, Mr. Sanders. You returned my wallet. It had 2 weeks' salary in it. to a working girl living dollar to dollar. Losing it could be a disaster. Cheers.
Cheers. You know why the police want me?
You don't know me the story of your life?
You're not curious?
Sure. Then I'll break your heart with the story of my life. There. Well, I've got to get back to Abel Barker and for all the electronics. Be comfortable.
Excuse me, miss. We're looking for a man on
Oh, well, so am I. If you find any spare ones.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't take that.
I was just going to have it repaired.
It's not necessary. I can fix it if you'll give me a needle and thread.
You'll never manage with that hand. Let me do it when I get back from work. Why don't you just lie down and rest? You really shouldn't try to leave before tonight. 2 people. You see, I'll walk out with you, and 2 people walking hand in hand when they're looking for only one. And you still ought to let me take your jacket. I know a very fine tailor who...
Boys out in the lock. Is that a reason to kill one?
It was hardly a lock, Mrs. Lee. Your son and his friend were found in a place they had no business being, doing what they had no business doing.
Go on, stick together. Defend that man just because he's a policeman. He deliberately killed a boy. He should be charged with murder.
My wife's upset, Mr. Gaines. So am I. But I do understand that you have a job to do.
Oh, Victor, for heaven's sakes, it's our son who's being persecuted.
Please, Martha. The boy's not in chains. His mother and father are here, and we're waiting for the attorney. I'm also here for Mrs. Sanger. She's a widow.
I don't always like my job, Mr. Lee, and there's sometimes I like it even less.
May I have just a few moments alone with my son?
Whatever made you get into this mess?
It wasn't my fault. Believe me.
If possible, it's even worse this morning than it was yesterday. Dead boy's mother is a widow. Both boys never been in trouble before. Wait till the papers get a hold of that.
I didn't sleep last night either.
Coroner's inquest is tomorrow. If you can't produce your witness by then.
I know.
You're out on your own cognizance, Pete. But I can't guarantee it after the inquest. If charges are filed...
Johnny. Not if, old friend. When?
Good luck.
Haven't seen anybody like that.
You're sure you didn't see him?
Mister, I'm sure, I'm not sure. I get a lot of trench and trade from the hotel. Their shop is very expensive, you know. A few extra steps, and I'm a lot cheaper. And believe me, I do good work.
It's a torn brown jacket, the left sleeve. He could have left it here for repair.
It didn't happen. But tears? I get all kinds. Sleeves, buttons, pockets. But I remember, if a man brought in a brown jacket with a torn...
Hold it up.
Excuse me. You said a man. It was a woman who brought it in yesterday. Beautiful woman.
Did she leave her name?
Stone. The hotel.
How soon will she pick it up, do you think?
From now on.
Thank you.
And the political pot
Didn't have much breakfast.
I'll eat later. Ordering two would have been suspicious. How's your hand?
Oh, it's fine.
Police continue their search for an unidentified witness to the killing of Stuart Sanger, 18. The witness is described as about 35, dark hair. When last seen on the hotel grounds, the left sleeve of his brown tweed jacket was torn. His hand was also described as cut, but the wound is not believed to be serious. The police hope that he will come forward. On the local weather front...
You're not annoyed with me for taking your jacket out?
No. Things look much better today.
It's terrible about that boy.
Dawes wants me to testify for him.
Dawes shot him?
Didn't he tell you?
No. He was just asking for you and being a little mysterious about it. Is he in trouble because of it?
I think so.
Why you do what you do is your own business. Some people don't like to get involved.
You do.
That's me. You're you.
You're funny. You don't care to know why I won't testify.
I'm dying to know. But 24 hours isn't a lifetime hold. You don't say much about yourself.
Well, you're better off out of it.
Well, I'll go get your jacket and report to work. You'll be leaving then?
Yes.
I'll be right back. Good as new.
Well, I want to thank you once again.
Please. I'm sorry. No goodbyes. I mean, don't think of me as just kind. If you ever think of me again. No, don't say anything. I'll leave first. You wait a few minutes and then go. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good luck.
Open the door.
What are you doing?
Open the door!
What do you think you're doing? Let go of me or I'll scream!
Your voice down.
Mr. Dawes, I will not let you into my room!
Beat it, lady, or I'll pull you in for harboring and hustling.
Give me back my key!
Jim Bowles, please. Quickly.
Yeah, all right, Pete. Look, Pete, the only way that he can get out is through the lobby. And the only way he can get to the lobby is through the pool area past me, and he's not going to get past me. Now, if I see him... Hold it.
Stall him. Whatever you do, don't let him get away. I'll be right down.
Sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir, but could I help you?
I don't think so.
Well, you seemed a little lost. The hotel grounds are rather spacious. It's easy to get lost.
I'm just fine, Beck.
You know, I'm delighted to hear that. You know, we get nothing but complaints all day and all night. People wandering into the wrong bungalows. Oh, you'd be surprised at what actually does go on. Now, I can remember one time, Mr. I didn't get your name.
Saunders.
Oh, Mr. Saunders. Well, I remember one time...
I'm very busy.
Oh, just passing through the pool area.
I'm trying to.
Indeed. He's all yours.
Thanks, Jim. I want to talk to you.
Well, I don't want to talk to you.
I think maybe you'd better.
If you're not the police, you can't hold me.
All I want is a quiet talk. Or would you rather make a complaint about me to the police? There's a quiet spot over there. You're a hard man to catch up with.
You caught up?
And you know what I want from you.
What do you want?
Now, don't get fancy with me. You're in deep trouble unless you testify for me. Unless you tell exactly what you saw.
But maybe I didn't see what you think I saw.
Then you'll lie.
Why should I?
Because I'm innocent. Does that surprise you, Dr. Kimball? That a man be accused and still be innocent?
I think you made a mistake.
No, Dr. Kimball. I'm trying to save you from making one. This can go one of two ways. We haven't got much time. Now, which will it be?
All right, you know who I am. You know I can't afford to get on that stand and testify.
You can't afford not to.
Blackmail?
That's not a word I'd use. All I'm asking you to do is testify for me.
And either way, I lose.
Not if I put this card back in the files. We help each other. Now, what do you say?
So far, it's all on your side. You know what I'm facing.
Who? Ed Sanders? What did he do? What do you think, I'll turn you in after you testify for me?
You could.
I wouldn't. You'll just have to take my word for that.
It's still all my risk.
Look, you haven't got much choice. Now, if you... This is wrong. I don't want to threaten you. I'm innocent. I didn't gun that kid down for kicks.
I'm innocent too, or don't you believe that?
I don't know, maybe yesterday I wouldn't have. But since then I've had a short, hard lesson on what could happen. And if I want you to take my word, I guess I just have to take yours. All I want is the truth. I mean it, just the truth. If you really believe that I coldly killed that boy, I'll let you walk out and keep walking.
Well, things are a lot different than when they started.
I meant what I just said. Look, I'm tossing my life in your lap. How do I get through to you?
You just did. The boy made a move. A definite move to his back pocket. After Mr. Dawes warned him not to move.
That's not true. It just isn't true.
Mr. Sanders, would you say that the move the boy made was threatening?
It looked that way.
Victor? How do we know that this Mr. Sanders isn't a hired witness? Where was he yesterday? You know, the police are not above
Please,
this kind
Martha.
of thing.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. This has been quite a shock to both of us. Lieutenant, will this go to trial?
Not if Mr. Dawes is not charged. If your son corroborates Mr. Sanders, it won't. He can possibly be held to a juvenile hearing.
Victor, you're agreeing to blackmail. It's this man's word against our boys.
Our boy's a thief, Martha. So I can't be surprised if he'd lie as well.
Dad. He's a killer, I'm not. Wasn't my fault that he comes down there and shoots Stu.
Stewart is dead. Whatever happens to Mr. Dawes doesn't alter the mess that you're in.
Mr. Sanders, have we met before?
I don't think so.
I want you to listen to me, Gary. I want the truth. If you believe that both these men are lying, fine. I'll back you up on that. On the other matter, you'll have to take your lumps. And your mother and I will take them along with you. God help us, we're responsible for you. But the truth.
Victor, please.
If you're lying, your best friend is dead, a man could go to jail for murder. Murder, that's what we're talking about. It's beyond your problem, our problem. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
I told you, Dad, that, well...
Well, what? Say it. Mean it.
Dad?
Did Stewart go for his back pocket? Yes or no?
Well...
Is this man lying?
No.
Louder.
No! He's not lying. Father, sorry.
Thanks, Mr. Sanders. I'm sorry for any inconvenience we might have caused you.
What are you doing?
Is everything all right?
It's just fine.
I followed Mr. Dawes. When he brought you here, I thought...
Johnny, I told you, I checked the files.
I'll double check. Mr. Sanders. Just another moment, please. Hold it.
I'm sorry.
We made a deal.
I didn't tell him anything.
Second story man. If you were 3 inches shorter and 10 years older, you could be him. Sorry again.
I appreciate your coming forward. I'll always be grateful.
Well, it's wrapped up clean. Congratulations, Pete.
I'd fall for being a lousy shot.
Another farewell scene. Don't you hate them?
I don't like this one.
I can't coax you to stay. I'm shameless.
I'm not the man.
Must be somewhere. Whatever you're running from, or searching for. Good luck.
The fugitive moves on through anguished tunnels of time, down dim streets, into dark corners. And each new day offers fear and frustration, tastes of honey and hemlock. But if there is hazard, there is also hope.
Next, The Fugitive, in color.
I want this man arrested.
What's your name?
Richard Kimball. He killed my wife 3 years ago.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Carol Rawson, Michael Strong. Tonight's episode, a clean and quiet town.
Hold it, right there. In there. Get your hands up on the wall there.
What?
It says here your name's Paul Miller, is that right?
That's right.
Turn around, Mr. Miller. Just a routine check, Mr. Miller. You hear me, Miller? Get out of Clark City, quick and far, and stay out.
A man on the run comes to expect neither justice nor mercy. Every hand is against him. Every face turns away from his pain. In such moments, the thread of hope, of life itself, stretches to the breaking point.
Well, how did it go?
We gave him the word, Mr. Kramer. He seemed real impressed.
Thank you.
I hope you didn't think I was trying to steal it. Listen, mister, you better get to a hospital.
No hospital. I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Okay, come on. Boy, you're in bad shape. What happened to you?
Didn't you see the...
I just come by the alley and seen you laying there. Oh, that's it. That's the worst.
What's your name?
Why?
If someone does you a favor, you...
I didn't help you, mister. I don't even know you. You think I want the cops mad at me?
I thought you didn't see
As
anyone.
far as I'm concerned, you were hit by a car. Now hold still. I think you're still bleeding.
Why did the police want me out of town? Up until 2 days ago, I'd never been in Clark City.
You hustlers are just too much. You try to muscle in on the action, and then you yell when you get pounded. What were you doing? Trying to book some bets? Start a crap game? Shoot some pool? Look, all the gambling in this town is run by one outfit, and they pay the cops off pretty good to keep it that way.
I'm not a gambler. Why would they think I was?
Okay, I believe you. But they don't.
I'm looking for a man. I saw him a couple of days ago, about 2 blocks from here. I'm not leaving town till I find him.
Well, take my advice. Forget your friend.
He's no friend.
Well, maybe he's the one who got the cops on you.
He wouldn't go anywhere near the police.
Well, if I were you, I'd forget the whole thing, get out of town like they said.
I can't. So who do I see to get this thing straightened out?
I'm sorry, mister, but the hospital just closed up.
Well, everything seems to be working all right. Thank you.
Haven't done anything that $10 won't cover. Hey, don't slam the door.
Yeah. A guy wanted to get a bed down on the horse. Where'd he go?
Right over there. Elite Cleaners.
You're an honest man. Most cab drivers would have taken me around the block.
Yeah, make a living.
Well, and don't I have to say somebody sent me, like Mike sent me, something like that?
Yeah, well, what kind of Mike sent you? You walk in, you make a bet, you walk out, huh?
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
They told me I could place a bet on the horse here.
Well, they told you right. What horse? What track, what race, win, place, show?
Toy box, the 3rd at Hollywood Park. To win.
Well, how much?
Well, I hope you don't mind a small bet. All I've got's $1.
$1 on the nose, lifeblood of the business. You win, you tell your friends. You lose, you try again, right?
Can I ask you something?
Don't see why not.
Who runs the gambling in this town, huh?
No gambling in this town.
Six-letter word for beach. Starts with an S. S.
Strand.
Huh?
S-T-R-A-N-D.
S-T-R. You want a cab?
Well, that depends. Trying to find the guy who runs the gambling in this town.
Why tell me?
I never met a cab driver yet that didn't know what was going on.
Washington.
Just a private fellow with a private problem.
Yeah, well, it'll cost you, pal. It's a $10 trip. In advance.
Everything in this town costs $10.
Over there, in that building. Place you once called Enright Investments. Takes up the whole 6th floor. Mortgages, real estate, insurance. Guy you once all over, Enright. Only you didn't hear it from me.
What happened to the honest cab driver?
You want information, you pay for it. You want free information, you ask a cop. Only maybe you don't think that's such a good idea.
Thanks.
Morning. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see Mr. Enright. My name is Paul Miller.
Are you expected, Mr. Miller?
No.
May I inquire as to the nature of your business?
It's personal.
I see. Is Mr. Enright acquainted with you, Mr. Miller?
No.
Mr. Enright's a very busy man, and I'm afraid that seeing him just now is out of the question.
Oh, what?
Oh, well, I'm afraid that's impossible. Maybe if you could write a letter stating the nature of your business, maybe an appointment could be made.
You got a phone book? Enright. 205 Martin Lane, is that correct?
Mr. Enright is not at home, Mr. Miller.
I'll wait out in front until he is.
Oh, well, if you just have a seat, I'll see what I can do.
Hello, Mr. Miller. May I help you?
Mr. Enright?
No.
Well, I'll wait and talk to Mr. Enright.
Please turn around, Mr. Miller. Thank you. One moment, please. Mr. Miller?
My name's Enright. What do you want? All right, Ralph. Sit down. You have 3 minutes, Mr. Miller.
At 12:20 last night, I was walking east on Cambridge Avenue. 2 uniformed policemen forced me into an alley and beat me up. They told me to get out of town.
They say why?
No, but I understand it's happened before to out-of-town gamblers.
Are you from out of town, Mr. Miller?
Yes, sir.
What's your business here?
I'm looking for somebody.
And why come to me? The sign on my door says real estate. If you have a complaint about police brutality, you should be talking to Police Chief Abbott.
I'm not a voter and I don't pay taxes. And I have no visible means of support. Now, I could go to the police chief and he could listen to me, or he could not. I'd wind up in the hospital or worse.
It still doesn't answer my question. Why come to me?
I understand you have some influence with the police. I've been told this is a quiet town. Well, I'm a very quiet man. I would just like to stay here until I find the man I'm looking for.
How do I know you're telling me the truth about the beating? Where could I reach you, Mr. Miller?
At the Clay Court Hotel.
Goodbye, Mr. Miller.
Chief Abbott speaking. Oh, put him on. Good morning, Mr. Enright.
The name, Paul Miller, mean anything to you, John? He was just in here. He's from out of town. He told me quite a story.
Oh, what kind of story? Well, that's the first I've heard of it, Oliver. Tell the truth, I find it hard to believe.
So did I. Till I saw the marks on him. Now, if any of your boys have the idea that they can run things on their own, somebody should set them straight. And soon.
I'll get on it right away. Yes, sir. Yes, Chief? Call the 6th Precinct. Tell the captain that 2 of his men are being charged with beating up on a fellow by the name of Paul Miller sometime last night. I want to know who those 2 men are, and I want a full report of the entire incident just as quick as he can make it. Understand? Right on it, Chief. I'm sorry about the interruption, Kramer, but I guess you know how your boss is when he wants something done in a hurry.
You're right. He pays pretty good. Hello.
Mr. Miller,
That's right.
Mr. Enright wants to see you immediately.
These are the 2 men who assaulted you. I'll need your identification.
They're not the men.
You said they were. I'd have you out of town in the next 5 minutes. Sit down. The exact time you claim you were beaten up, these men were investigating a complaint nearly a mile away. Now go on over to City Hall. See Police Chief Abbott. He'll give you photographs of every man in the department.
I don't want to get even, Mr. Enright. I just want to...
I don't care what you want. I've got something to protect, too. A nice, smooth-running operation. It draws customers from 3 other states. We let a citizen shoot a little craps, get his money down on a horse, find a nice girl to entertain him. It's that kind of a town, Mr. Miller. In fact, it's that kind of a world. To satisfy the reform elements, we have to put the lid down on every other type of crime. That's why I have to know about those 2 patrolmen. They didn't fill out a report. And that means it was outside the department, a personal grudge that I will not sit still for. Are you going to help me with this or not?
No. If I identify those men, they'll deny it. I can't prove anything. The only reason I came to you is because I thought you wanted me out of Clark City. I was wrong. Let's leave it at that.
You, staying in town?
I have to. I told you why.
Got a job?
No.
Need one? Maybe, you'd like to join the police force.
I don't think so.
Right, Mr. Miller. We can always find an opening for a man like you.
I'm the bait. Is that it, Mr. Enright?
You got the idea. Now, if those 2 try again, maybe I can find them. Now, the pay is small. The job is honest.
Miller, go get us some more ice.
Court Hotel. I'm sorry, sir, we don't have a Mr. Miller in 211. We have a Paul Miller in 208. Shall I try? Hello? Hello?
What's on your mind, Mr. Kramer?
My old friend.
Talking about Miller?
Yeah, he has a room at the hotel around.
You know where he's at. Things have changed, Mr. Kramer. Turns out Miller's working for Mr. Enright.
A lousy bartender. Who cares what happens to him?
We do, Mr. Kramer. See you around.
He said he wants it done quick. How quick? Tonight, if you can.
Omnis festinatio est a diablo. All haste is from the devil. Obscure Latin proverb, Mr. Kramer. All right, tonight, if at all possible. Okay. What's Mr. Enright doing? Cutting corners? My price doesn't change. $500 in advance. Surprised at Mr. Enright. Pleasure meeting you, sir. Come back again anytime.
Yeah, sure.
At 10 o'clock?
Sure thing, Mr. Miller. Good night, Mr. Miller.
What do you want?
I've got to come in. I've got to see you.
Got no time to see you. Oh! Listen, mister, you got no right busting in here like this. I don't know you. I don't want to know you.
My name is Paul Miller. I live at the Clay Court Hotel. And I want some answers.
I got no answers. Now get out of here before I start yelling my head off.
Go ahead and yell. Yell now or in court. It makes no difference.
Court?
That's right.
Why?
As a witness. Now, you saw those two policemen that night. And you're going to stand up in court and testify that you saw them.
I didn't see anyone in that alley but you. I don't know who you're talking about.
Cora. Now, just listen to me. I didn't want to drag you into this. But things have changed. Now someone's trying to kill me. I've got to know who they are and why.
I don't know. It was dark.
It was light enough. There was enough light from that street light.
I said I didn't know who you're talking about. Now, you can't prove differently, and you know it, so will you get out of here?
Now, there's someone else that wants those answers. They want the same answers as I do. He doesn't know about you yet, but he will. His name is Enright.
I want to shove you off a bridge. Why'd you hook up with him in the first place?
He dropped his wallet. I thought he was... Listen, there's no way that he can make me talk. You know that, Dad.
The man's just trying to help you, Cora.
Why do you want to help me? Were you the guy that he's looking for? You must be out of your mind. Miller works here.
Relax, his shift doesn't start till 9 tonight.
Listen, fellas, can't you take care of this thing yourself? I mean, I don't like to get mixed in, you know?
You already got mixed in.
But I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did, Cora. You said one word. Cops.
No, he thought I said that, really. He thought I don't like to see anybody get hurt.
Well, somebody's gonna get hurt. Now, how will you have it? You or Miller?
Hey, mister? Did you tell him about me yet?
No. I don't want to get you into trouble, Cora.
Trouble? See, I could get killed. You know, I think I got something for you. A girlfriend of mine knows this guy, and from something that he said, she thinks that he may be the guy that you're looking for.
What does he look like?
Well, he's dark and husky, and he's got one arm.
Where is he?
Well, I don't know, but my girlfriend works in an all-night hamburger joint.
Where?
Can you get off work?
Yeah.
I'll take you there. My car's out there. Oh, wait a minute. She doesn't want to be seen talking to you. Why don't you just go around back? There's a rear door in the alley.
us against county file.
Okay. I want this man arrested.
What's your name?
My name is Richard Kimball. He killed my wife 3 years ago.
Well, now, that's a pretty serious charge, mister. You got something to back that up?
You contact Lieutenant Philip Gerard in Stafford, Indiana. He'll give you the details.
What's your name?
Steve Kramer.
What this fella say true? Yeah, this is Weber at the 3rd Precinct. Let me speak to Captain Gilbert.
Let's go, Doctor. Where's Lieutenant Gerard?
Sergeant said something about somebody we're supposed to meet.
You're Kimball, huh? I read about you. You know me?
I don't think so.
I'm Victor Luchek. I think old Vic is dead, huh? Lots of people think this. Victor Luchek, the big shot. Now he's just an old man stuck away in a hick town. Take them things off his hands. You, punk, come here. You make a lot of trouble for me, punk. You come to a nice, quiet town, hook up with the outfit, and everything is hunky-dory, huh? Only you gotta step out of line. Try to get a man killed. Maybe louse up what takes me 10 years to get going. Maybe we stick your feet in a barrel of cement, drop you in the river.
He was after me.
So you run. Let him catch you someplace else, not in Clark City.
I'm sick of running for the first time.
Sit down, punk. What's the matter, Ollie? Maybe you lose your touch, huh? This hot-headed punk shows up in town running a vendetta. It ain't enough you let him stick around. No. You gotta go on sticking him on the payroll. Maybe the old man would like to know why, if it ain't too much trouble.
I owed the man something, Vic. 4 years ago in a Detroit bar, he stopped a drunk from putting a knife through me. A few months ago, I meet him on the street. He's broke, needs a job. I figured I owed him that much.
A punk like that, you don't give the time of day to, no matter what you owe him. No more mistakes, Ollie.
Dr. Kimball, you want to knock off this punk is up to you, but no, I want him alive, Mr. Lucia. He's my only chance to clear myself. But he don't want you alive. Either way, we don't want your kind of trouble. So get killed in some other town, Dr. Kimball. Here, we got no use for victims either. I was hoping you'd turn him over to the Indiana police. You ask too much. I don't give even a yellow dog to the police. Maybe Mr. Enright, he will do this thing for you. Mr. Enright is the big shot.
I'll handle this, Bill.
Right.
How are you? I try to give you a break. And you get me into this kind of trouble. If anybody else did what you did, I'd kill him. Get your car. You saved my life once. All right. I'll give you 24 hours start on this man. With luck, that'll save your life. And we're even. Here's 2 weeks' pay. Now you get into that car, and you get out of town. Don't ever show up around here again. You stay here.
Mr. Enright?
Thank you.
I leave now.
You a man of your word, Kimball?
I like to think so.
All right. Give me a word you won't leave Clark City before noon tomorrow. Hmm?
All right.
You leave before then, I'll have the state police pick you up before you've gone 10 miles. That'll put you back on death row. Clear enough?
Clear enough.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimball. Wish I could say it was a pleasure to know you.
Mr. Enright. You just lost yourself a car.
Kimball?
Yeah.
That's too bad. For him.
registration, driver's license? That's him up there! Yeah, that's him, all right. What a ride you had. Well, let's see if we can give you a thrill on the way back.
Where are we going?
Mr. Enright wants to see you as soon as possible. He said you stole his car. The way you were traveling, you could have wrecked the car, and then you'd have been in real trouble, Mr. Miller.
Am I being arrested for stealing a car?
Come on, let's go.
Oh, I was close, Kimball. I was that close to turning you in. That's what you did to me. You almost turned me into an informer. You gave me your word and you broke it.
I had to.
You give me your word, you keep it. What kind of a world would it be if everybody went around lying? All right. You got death row waiting for you. That's just a minor annoyance compared to the trouble you'll be in if I ever see you again. Now you get out of this town and you stay out.
A man on the run must never stop. After every fall, he must get up, push on toward the same elusive goal. A goal so close at times as to be only a heartbreak away.